Alright, I'm about ready to call it a night on this thing. I took the cartridge game out. I have just a random PPU in there. I don't want to keep using the real PPU that goes with this because it's a more of a rare one, more expensive. But we have the BIOS is up. The BIOS part, top monitor part of this works great, no problem. The problem is the bottom monitor, the play monitor, and that is all this circuitry right here. So, and the sync is made on this. Well, here's a big shocker. I replaced this part, and even though it was absolutely bad, we saw, it didn't fix my problem. I still have no video on the bottom monitor. I have no sync, and I started beeping out on the schematic. I just started going over the schematic and doing some beeping. I don't need this. I got this out because I thought I had a problem with my socket. I was just beeping out. Here's where the sync comes in, and it goes through this capacitor. And I had no continuity from pin 21, which is the sync pin on the PPU chip. Pin 21 comes all the way down to here and goes through this capacitor. So it's basically pin 21 right here goes over to this leg of this capacitor, and then it goes through here, this transistor, and then comes over to the 04. I had no continuity from sync over to here, so I thought I had a bad just did bad work on the socket, and I turned it over to look at that socket. Come on, focus. Yeah, where I had hung the socket in the board, I forgot to unfold it and solder. That's pin 21 right there. Yeah. And I don't know what pin 1 is. I should check that out. What is pin 1 on that thing? Is the read-write signal. Alright, something very interesting. This is the Z80 CPU that was in it. I put a different Z80 in it, and it cleared that garbage up. Have to wait for it to cycle back through. Yeah, you know what, I'm going to just reset it. And back on. You'll see it'll say baseball. See that? I think it's just a bad Z80. This guy right here. This one, I put this in there and it reset. I don't know if it was this or I don't know, different speed or something. I don't know, but I'm going to give this thing some play tests. I'm going to plug the other cartridges into this and let this thing run and play it. Try, play testing it a little bit and see what we get. So let me put this up and I'll be right back. Oh, well. Resolder that and look what we get. We got our Playchoice 10 working. Make sure this baseball cart cycles through, and I saw a little bit of goofiness. Anyway, now it should cycle back through, but I think I did see a little flakiness, which in all honesty could just be these pots. And we'll set the pots about halfway. Man, this one does not like to. Heck. Alright. And about halfway. There. And you can see it says baseball now. And look for flakies. Look for it flaking out, because I did see it flaking out. And now it cycles out. Cool, so this baby's working. What I want to do is, yeah, see it cycled right back to it. That's good. I want to test the sound, and I need to test all of the inputs. So let's do that. I'm going to hook my amp up to it and make sure that we get our sound. Alright, yeah, I did a little further monitor adjustment. I think this is what the colors are supposed to be like before putting the right PPU in. But as you can see, the bottom monitor, now the gameplay, the Nintendo Entertainment System part of this thing is working fine. I still have a problem with the main BIOS part of this board. You can see this is perfect. Which is nice to have the sync back and colors all good. So the bottom monitor is all set, but if I take this and switch back to the top monitor, this monitor all looks well so far, but once it comes up to the channel select screen right there, menu screen, it's having a problem reading the BIOS part of that, basically the BIOS ROM on this. I think the main part of this board is having a hard time communicating with that, but once that Nintendo part takes over, it's fine. Alright, something very interesting. This is the Z80 CPU that was in it. I put a different Z80 in it, and it cleared that garbage up. See that? I think it's just a bad Z80. This guy right here. This one, I put this in there and it reset. I don't know if it was this or I don't know, different speed or something. I don't know, but I'm going to give this thing some play tests. I'm going to plug the other cartridges into this and let this thing run and play it. Try play testing it a little bit and see what we get. So let me put this up and I'll be right back. Alright, we have developed an issue with this board. I'm doing some testing, and if you have one card in, it works perfect. You put another one in, it messes it all up. See, golf looks good. That does look good. Now it'll go to baseball. And baseball's messed up. And that's not the PPU or nothing like that. If that was the only cart in there, it would be fine. So we have a problem with this thing only reading from one card, I believe. You put another one in, it corrupts everything. You know what I want to do? I want to put the regular PPU in so that I can see the colors and what's going on. with the golf cart up top. Does golf look good? No, there's no players on baseball. See, it totally messes baseball up. But I think if these were switched, I think if these, I can check this out without the regular PPU in it. If I swap these cards positions, will baseball be normal and golf be messed up? That's the question. All right, just swapped them around. I got baseball up top now and golf in the back, I think, right? Yeah, golf still looks right. All right, now is baseball messed up? I did put them in the right. I put them. Yeah, I did. I swapped them. So now baseball will come up, and baseball's going to be weird. So that kind of shoots that theory in the foot. Baseball's messed up. Alrighty, well, I'm going to have to look at the channel switching and all of that kind of stuff. There's something still not right. If I got one game in there, it works fine. Yikes. Alright, I'm out back at this guy, this Playchoice, the messed up one. And I found something, if you remember, I don't know if I'm sure I may have recorded, I don't know. Anyway, the Z80 that was originally in this one, it would not work with that Z80. And I put a different Z80 in and it would work, but kind of not work. So, yeah, that wasn't right. So I took the Z80 that was in this board and I put it in the good working one and it worked fine. And then I took the Z80 out of the one that works good and put it in this one and it would not run. And I'll show you exactly what it was doing. Turn it back on. It's resetting and resetting and resetting. But it will work with a different CPU, which is, it's just a weird timing thing. I don't know. But it'll sit here all day long and reset. But if I put the other Z80 in, it will work. It will run. Now, I got to looking at that and thinking about it. If this will work with a different Z80, but not with this Z80, but I know this Z80 is not bad, then it has to be a timing thing of some sort. Has to be. So I looked at this schematic and I was like, what is, what's going on? I'm sure it's not the NMI. I probed that. It looked fine. The reset counter looked fine. Well, there's this LS04 here, which all of these control signals come out of the Z80 and go through this LS04. So I looked at that LS04 right here, and it's a and I've got it marked good because it tests just fine. But if I jump a new one over it and reset, no, I don't even have to reset it. Now it works. And notice how all of the names of the games are correct. Golf, baseball, Super Mario Brothers, and Duck Hunt. Now check this out. I'm going to turn the camera off and I'm going to put in a different, I'm going to remove this jump chip, put in the other Z80, and if I remember correctly, all of those names will be goofed up. I'll be right back. Alright, see, I removed the Z80 and put the other one in and removed the jump chip, and it's running. And the games came up with the proper names. So I don't remember what that was all about. But it's actually running now. But that is just absolutely weird. I'm going to replace this 04 because it should run with any Z80 in there. Like this one should work. And it works if I jump that. So I'm going to just replace that. Even though it tested good, I'm going to replace it. It just, the timing is a little weird with this Fujitsu part. So I'm going to replace that guy. And we'll be back. Alright, as a bit of just maintenance type stuff, those Fujitsu chips, I had the 04 that obviously had a problem internally as far as propagation or whatever. I replaced all of them. There were 4 of them. 1, 2, there was one here, and then there was a couple other Fujitsu parts that I replaced, a 00 here and a 74 here. So I got rid of a lot of those because those Fujitsu parts are always a problem. So this thing, the good news is without a game in it, you can turn it on, and I've got that Z80 that came in it, and it wouldn't run with that in it. Now it, oh, I've got the wrong monitor. Oh boy. Set this down. Change monitors. It now runs. As you can see, it is stable now. So I got to thinking, why is this thing, it has a problem selecting channels. It's got a problem in channel selection. So how this works, I just got to looking at the schematic and I seen this guy here. This is an LS42, and it is a it has 10 outputs. 01 through 09, or 00, Y0 through Y9. That's 10 outputs. And it is selected by there's a 259 that is an addressable latch. And its outputs, 4 of its outputs are what are the inputs for this 42 selector. And this is where all the channels are selected. So I'm going to look at this 42. We'll put it on the analyzer and look at it and see if it's doing what it should, because my guess is it's not. That is 4T, which is 4T. Right here. It's this guy. So we'll take a look at that guy and make sure it's doing its job as far as selecting these channels. So I also replaced this. I forgot. I'd already analyzed and replaced one of these 194s. I went ahead and just replaced the other one because it just didn't look good. So, yep. Alright. I'll go ahead and analyze the 42 and we'll be back. This LS42 is working just fine. It's not a problem. And all of the circuitry leading up to selecting this stuff is working fine. This is all purely in control signals and stuff leading to these cards and these CPUs, I believe. So I'm going to have to get that part of the schematic and look it over.